'cause you just end up back with your stuff. You never really leave me when you say you're gonna leave me, and you just end up backing it up.
There he go crying again. Y'all, I feel so accomplished tonight. I'm getting so many videos done. Ooh, how they do it? Ooh, like that. I ain't doing it right. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna leave that alone. All right, so tonight, what we talking about tonight? Tonight, what we talking about? Oh, I know what we're talking about, y'all. Tonight, we are talking about domestic violence. For one, it's something I thought I would never have to deal with. For two, I found out it is extremely, extremely common. That ain't good. It's not good that it's common. Let me see. When was the first incident, y'all? For one, let me say, we both, I be talking about my husband. I assume that y'all know. So we both have started the domestic violence situations. But I will say the very, 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 very first time was on, shoot, I don't remember. The first act was on him, I believe. Like, I believe he acted like he was going to hit me. But the second time was me. Like, I was like, I ain't acting like nothing. We about to square up. All right. So I'm trying to go off of what I can remember, guys. But please understand that it has been so long. So long ago. Like, this is going back to 2013. Okay, so I remember we moved in together when I was like 8 months pregnant with Emil. So at this point we have been together a little bit over a year, and we moved in together. We were doing stuff like, what were we doing that night? We were grocery shopping. We were going grocery shopping, and if you know me, all of my ducks have to be in a row. I don't know why. They just do. So, of course, I made a list, and I made a limit to what we could spend. And I'm so tedious, like down to the penny. So I'm like, we can't go over this amount, and these are the items that we need. So, you know, we have to be careful and don't go crazy with what we get, like a lot of junk food and stuff. So we get to Walmart and we're shopping, and he's picking up things that are not on the list. So the first couple of times I'm like, oh, that's not on the list. We can't really afford that. Oh, that's not on the list. We can afford that. Thinking back on it, yes, we could have afforded it. I could have went over $10 or whatever. We could have afforded it. But in my little mind back then, we could not afford it. So I remember him getting really upset and throwing a little temper tantrum in the store. And when I tell you it's a temper tantrum, I'm not exaggerating. Like, he threw whatever I think he had like some Roman noodles. He had something like simple, and he threw it down in his hands, and just like, not in his hands, he threw it down in the aisle, and he just like stormed off. And I was like, well, shit, I guess we ain't getting no groceries tonight. So I just left the buggy and all the stuff there, because I wasn't about to go through all of that. I'm pregnant, I'm tired, I don't want to be here anyway. So I just left, and I believe when I went outside, he was at the car. I'm not sure. When we get back to the apartment, there was an argument about it. At the time, the way that I handled anger was I usually just left. Like, I would just go wherever. I would go to Walmart by myself. I would, just do whatever just to leave, to get out of his presence, because I knew that I would say something or do something that I would regret. So I would just leave. Or ignore him. If I didn't leave, I would just ignore him. So we had an upstairs, downstairs duplex. And I remember being upstairs. Upstairs in the room, in the bed. I was in school at the time. I was in college, so I was doing like some online courses or something. And he was knocking on the door. And I wouldn't let him in. I didn't move out the bed. I stayed my behind right there in bed and continued to ignore him. And he kept knocking and I kept ignoring, and then he kicked the door in. And I looked back down at my laptop and I finished typing. I don't know why things like that didn't faze me. It must have been the pregnancy. I don't know. But I remember going downstairs afterwards and talking to him about the situation. Like, that's not what you do. That's not how you act. We got into it verbally. It's an argument verbally. And I remember, like I said, guys, I try to leave before I say something or do something that I'm going to regret. In the midst of that argument, I'm pretty sure I said something to trigger him. I'm not sure what it was. But I remember him like acting like he was going to backhand me. And I remember flinching. And then after I flinched, I felt like a punk. So after I flinched and I looked at him and I could see like he felt bad. He was trying to act like he didn't feel bad, but I know that he really did feel bad. And I was just like, so you gonna hit me? That's what you gonna do? I was scared. Like, I thought like that I had never had that happen before, not like a man raising his hand to me or whatever. But I didn't want him to think I was scared. So I was like, bitch, woo, 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 you know? And we probably ended up having sex that night. I don't know. It was weird, but he didn't hit me that night. The first time that it really got physical, I want to say it was another argument. I don't know. And like I said, I was trying to leave. At this point, I'd had my baby already. So we got into it and I wanted to leave. I was about to go meet my best friend at Walmart. So I went outside and I realized I left something, like my wallet or something. So I went back inside to grab it. And then when I went downstairs, I left my keys downstairs. When I went back downstairs, my keys were gone. And I thought I was tripping, right? Because during pregnancy and after pregnancy, you be tripping, right? You be forgetting stuff. So I'm like, damn, where I put them keys at? Like, I could have sworn they was right here. So before I accused anybody, I just made sure that I looked everywhere for my keys before I started accusing people. Then I realized, like, girl, you not dumb. You left them keys where you thought you left those keys. So I'm like, get my keys. And he was like, I ain't got your keys. Like, sitting there playing whatever game he was playing downstairs. And I'm just like, give me my keys. Da, 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 da. He was like, I don't have your keys. My triggers are liars. Don't lie to me. Also, do not be on 10 when I'm on 1. If I'm trying to communicate with you and talk to you calmly, I don't need you to be up here with all that. Those two things used to make me put my hands on people. I don't like to put my hands on people. I don't like confrontation. I don't like violence. But those two things used to make me put my hands on people. I knew he had my keys. And I knew he was lying. So I asked him again for my keys. And he just nonchalant, arrogant, acting like he didn't have them. So I choked him, right? I was like, give me my mother keys, right? And he was like, but as I choking me, he couldn't really say it because I was choking the shit out of him. I don't know why I got so mad. I think it was because of the lie. But anytime I'm physical with somebody, I still don't want to hurt them. It's the weirdest thing ever. I cannot explain it. But it's like in the midst of me being physical and hurting them, I still try not to hurt them. It's so weird, I know. But I just can't. I just can't hurt people. I don't know. I mean, I could. but I've never. So that was the first time. That was the thing I feel like opened the door. I feel like him acting like he was going to put his hands on me kind of opened the door to let me see, okay, something ain't right here. Like he really swung his hand at me, and I'm 8 months pregnant with his child. So that should have been a red flag. The fact that I put my hands on him for lying, I feel like was another red flag for myself, because I'm not going to say I'm not that person, but what I will say is I know how to suppress those type of feelings when I'm around the right people. It's when I'm around people I shouldn't be around that those feelings and those emotions come out that make me react, right? So I don't need to be with someone who does not help me suppress those feelings, right? So me choking him was the first time we really ever got physical. And it's been so many arguments since then, so I really just kind of have to do the ones that I remember vividly. It was, whew. Okay, it was one time in that same duplex. It was one time that, I don't even remember what we were arguing about. And I wasn't pregnant. But I remember he had this watch from his ex. And he knew what buttons to push because I was so in love with him. So when he talked about other females, that triggered me too. And there was this watch that he had. I think he was wearing it, or I don't remember. I remember I got that watch though, and he said something about his ex gave it to him or something, like just trying to rub it in, like he was saying it in a messy way. And I remember, because we were already arguing, I remember in the midst of that argument when he said that, I remember getting the watch and I remember throwing it as hard as I could at his face. And to this day, he has like a gash right there. It was so close to his temple. I did feel bad afterwards. But that same night, he bruised up my arm pretty bad. I remember him like banging my head on the top of the stairs. Y'all, when I tell you it was like a Mr. and Mrs. Smith type of ordeal, or an Ike and Tina type of ordeal, it was bad. It was bad. And I can't even say that it was just him. It was him more than it was me. But sometimes he would get me to that level and I would... He has more permanent markings on his body. I don't think I have any permanent markings on my body, but he definitely has permanent markings on his. Some of them were me protecting myself. Some of them were not. And some of them was like from me being jealous, and some of them was from me having an attitude. But none of them are okay. Another time. All right, so I remember sitting on the couch one time. Mind you, we were in a relationship and broke up so many times. We would break up so many times, right? So this one particular time, we had just gotten back together, I think. And he was asking me about things that I did when we weren't together. Now, most of the time, I did not entertain any of the guys. Why? I couldn't. I was in love with somebody else. Like, I just couldn't, right? I did end up kissing somebody this one time, right? And he asked me, and I told him the truth. He was like, such and such about the conversation. And then he was like, did you kiss him? And I was like, yeah. I was hoping he didn't ask me that question. Like, if he would have said, did you have sex with him? I could have easily said, no. But he said, did you kiss him? And I was like, shit, I can't lie. I'm not good at lying. Like, I have to prepare for my lie. So I was just like, yeah. Mind you, the conversation to me was a great conversation. Like, we were adults about it. Man, I told that Negro I kissed somebody else. I ain't never been pimp slept. So it's not funny. He backhand the shit out of me. Then he drugged me in a room and we were just fight. And at this point, I didn't want to fight anymore. Like, I had made up in my mind that I didn't want to fight anymore because I was tired of fighting. Not in that particular moment. I'm just saying, like, in general, I just didn't want to fight him anymore. So I would just let him hit and I would just ball up. I don't think he was hitting as hard as he could, being a man. And he quickly came to realization that he wasn't doing what he was supposed to be doing. All in all, I feel like if you see things growing up, then you mimic it. I don't think he saw his dad being physically abusive towards his mom, but he definitely told me his dad had been physically abusive with his mom before. I think he definitely saw the aftermath. I've heard that they saw like the aftermath, like her black eye or, you know, whatever. Like they would hear them fighting, but they never saw it. And he told me he had never put his hands on a female before. I guess I'm not a female. But I don't know, guys. I'm trying to think of the first incident was 2013. The last incident was last year. Last year, I think. Since I've been on my own here in Atlanta, I don't play that shit. Told you I ain't want to fight you no more, but you want to fight. You throw temper tantrums. You can continue to do that, but you're going to jail. Before, it was kind of like I didn't want to see him go to jail. Like, although he had hurt me physically, I still didn't want. Like, I just could not. Now, I kid you no lie, y'all. I called the police on this man because he hit me with some mail. He was like, no, he was trying, like, he was hitting me with a pillow. Like, he was mad, so he was, like, really, really hitting me with the pillow, but he was just trying not to hit me for real, for real. And he had some mail, and he slapped the mail in my face. I called the police. I sure did. Don't put your hands on, don't touch me when you upset. So he's been to jail a few times for putting his hands on me, for putting paper on me. I don't give a damn. Let me tell you something, though. After that incident, I ain't had no problems with him anymore. So if you are going through any type of domestic violence, for one, I would say it's not the right type of love, okay? There's nothing that anybody in this world can tell me to make me feel or think that this man does not love me. I know he does. Do I feel like he shows it in the right way? No. No. Now, if you talk to him, he's going to tell you that I make him angry and that I bring out those same feelings that I was talking about earlier, and not being around people. He's going to say I'm that person for him. I'm that trigger for him. And I have said some horrible things. When I get upset, when you piss me off, this thing right here is very violent. Very violent, okay? Ooh, I'm talking about, I've told this man, after he done pissed me off, after he done did something, after he done said something to hurt me, I'm talking about, I go straight to the balls, like punching, like below the belt, definitely. Let me see, I think he cheated one time. And he acted like he didn't care. And I think we got into it. I think I probably swung on him, and he probably swung on me too. And I told him, you a bitch, just like your bitch ass daddy. Y'all, his dad is dead. So I can understand him getting upset with stuff like that. I've told him before, I hope you get shot in the head like your bitch ass daddy. His dad got shot in the head and died. I've said some really, 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 really horrible things that I don't even know why this man continued to be with me after that. But hurt people hurt people. So he did something to hurt me. I said something to hurt him. He said something to hurt me. I said something to hurt him. I feel really bad about that. I really do. I really do. Because some things you can't take back. You can't take back physical violence. You can't take back a verbal violence also. So I do feel bad about the things that I said to him and the bruises that he still has today. He has a gash over his right eyebrow. He has a chipped tooth. He has... I didn't mean to do this one now. He has like a little wound on his chest from a knife. I didn't mean he ran into the knife. I'm not trying to be funny. He literally ran into the knife. He was like, I had a knife to go like flatten his tires. Toxic relationship, right? That's the day he hit me with the mail and went to jail. And after he hit me with the mail, before I called the police, I went to go flatten his tires because he took my phone. Oh, he's so jealous. He took my phone to go through it. I got pissed off and I was just like, give me my phone type of thing. Ran outside to go flatten his tires, but it was like one of our neighbors was out there. So I had to play it off because I didn't want no witness to what I was doing. So then I came back inside, but he was like, he went outside to make sure that I didn't flatten his tires. And he came up behind me while I was walking back into the apartment. He came up behind me and he was saying something and I laughed. And the fact that I laughed pissed him off. And I could feel him like trying to bum rush me from the back. And I still had the knife in my hand. So I like tried to duck. And when I ducked, my arm went back. And he ran into the knife. So I really was not... I didn't know that it happened until a few days later. And he was telling me he was acting all hurt and stuff. It was just a little scratch. But he's a really great guy for whoever ends up with him. He is a great guy. He's just very emotional. And it took my sister telling me this for me to basically realize that he has a lot of feminine ways. And the reason he has a lot of feminine ways is because his father died when he was 9. So he only had like his mom, his sister, his aunts growing up. So when I argue with him, I'm arguing with his mom, his sister, his aunt. Like he argues like a female. And I think that's what pisses me off so bad because I'm used to what I saw growing up. My dad walked away from so many arguments. I'm talking about my mama throwing knives like she was about that life. I never saw my dad hit my mom. I saw him bear hug her one time because she was getting a little unorderly. So I remember him bear hugging her. But other than that, my dad would walk away. And that would piss her off more than anything. Let your man leave in the middle of an argument at 11 o'clock at night. You about to go plumb crazy. Men, that's how you get them back. Leave. Leave. I promise you. Well, you might have to deal with some stuff when you get back. But she might not be so quick to argue the next time because she doesn't want you to leave. That's the last thing she wants you to do. She feel like you're going to be with another woman, and you probably are. She nagging. Y'all arguing. But she wants you to stay there. She doesn't want you to leave. That would have pissed me off way more than anything that he can say. Anything that he can do. Him leaving would have hurt me tremendously because in my mind, I already know he a hoe. And he's not unattractive. So I know he's going to be with another female. That would hurt my little heart. I was in love with him. That's all he had to do. He didn't have to put his hands on me. All he had to do was walk out that door. I'd have broke down. I'd have broke down bad, okay? Blowing up his phone. I might have been in that car right behind him trying to figure out where he was going. Crazy, crazy, right? But I ain't in that relationship no more, so I don't have to worry about those problems. Those of you who are in a relationship, if you need help getting out, I don't know the phone number to call. You can call me, but honestly, you're not going to leave until you want to leave. And people used to tell me that all the time. They used to be like, I'm done. Nah, baby, you ain't done yet. You ain't done yet. And it used to irk me like, yes, I am. Yes, I am done. I'll be back with him the next week, child. I wasn't done. But this time, what time is it? Because I need to call somebody else. This time, baby. Okay. Yeah, so if you need help getting out of a domestic violence relationship, I have to get some information and put it in the comments below, because I feel like a lot of women stay so that they stay for the kids, and I feel like they stay for comfortability. So because you're very comfortable with this man, you stay with him because he accepts all your flaws, because you accept all of his flaws, because you don't want to meet nobody else. You don't want to have to get to know anybody else. That's kind of what I was going through. I mean, I was still done. I was just about to accept the fact that I just was going to have to be single the rest of my life. But you think about that, like, somebody else has to, like, learn who I am. I have to learn who they are. I'm just comfortable with him. Like, he's convenient. Come on over. It gets to that point. So that's why some women still stay. They stay for financial reasons. I ain't stay for financial reasons. I was the breadwinner. They stay because they're scared. I never felt like my life was in danger as far as him killing me. And I would never kill him. I had plenty of time. I had ample time. But I never thought about, like, oh, let me figure out how to kill him. Like, I would never poison him. I would never, it's not that deep. It's not that deep for me. And I don't think it's that deep for him. If he would have ever killed me, I know that he probably wouldn't have meant to. Like the time he was banging my head on the top of the stairs, like if he would have given me a concussion, I know he wouldn't have meant to. Damn, I sound like a battered female. But in all honesty, like he wouldn't try to kill me, you know, and I would never try to kill him. If I killed him, it'd have been on accident. Promise you. Promise you it would have been on accident. I don't know any other reasons that women would stay. Some people like that shit. The makeup sex was great afterwards. I never argued with him just to have makeup sex. Maybe because we argued all the time. So I never had to premeditate an argument because it was going to happen very soon anyway. But the makeup sex was great. That was Bay texting me. I couldn't hold it in. Yeah. But I'll try to share some information with you guys. And I hope you guys get out. If you're in a domestic violent situation, please get out. If you feel like it's because they abuse substances like alcohol or drugs, try to get them some help when they're sober. Record them while they're in the act and show it to them while they're sober, and just be like, hey, you got to get some help. If there are kids involved in the situation, get out. Don't do it for yourself. Do it for your kids. And that's one reason that I did, because Emil is getting older. He's seen a lot. He's seen a lot. The time I told you guys about when he asked me if I kissed the guy, I literally was holding my child in my hand when he backslapped the shit out of me and then drugged me. Y'all, it was so many times. Emil was literally in the midst of it. So if kids are involved, make sure you get out. And what's crazy is people who are watching this, some of y'all done been through the same thing. Some of y'all are out, some of y'all are not. If it's still going on, leave. I don't care how long y'all been together. I don't care how long y'all been married. I don't care if you think you about to have to go to Section 8. Leave, because your sanity, your peace, your happiness is more valuable than anything in the world. Okay? These kids need to see y'all happy. Sometimes we ruin these kids with our actions subliminally. We don't mean to ruin them. I hope my child isn't ruined. I feel like he probably won't remember something. I can't remember anything around his age, but maybe he will. And if he does, he may act on that. His dad mimicked what his dad did. He may mimic what his dad does. I hope he doesn't. Because I will fight my child myself if he put his hands on a female. When he can call mama, call me, I'll handle her. His little sister, by the time, she'll handle her too. You don't always have to put your hands on a female. Call your mama, call your sister, call your cousin, whoever you can. Be like, hey, I got this girl, she acting unruly. I'm just rambling now, guys, but yeah, so that's a little bit of my domestic violence situations. When I tell y'all, it was a lot of times I gave you guys just a little sprinkle. Just a little sprinkle. I'd have been through a lot. I thought I was blind one time. I don't remember what eye he punched. What's amazing is I never had a black eye. He never left a mark. Never. But I remember going to the hospital. It was the day after Valentine's Day. 1 year. I don't remember what year it was. But I saw one of his exes in his search history, in his Facebook search, and I was asking him about it. He got upset and punched me in my eye. Again, I thought we were having a great conversation, like an adult conversation. We were talking calmly, and he was asking me how I felt, and I was telling him calmly how I felt. I wasn't being disrespectful. I don't know what triggered in him, but it triggered. He punched me in my eye, and I could not see for almost 24 hours. Literally could not see anything. And then as the day progressed, I could see like a little bit. It was like, you ever been in a really, really thick fog? It was like the fog just kept getting lighter and lighter and lighter. And then I got my vision back, thank God. And what's crazy is in that moment, I remember not thinking about myself and the wellness of my vision. The only thing I could think of was, I hope I'm not blind, because I don't want to have to tell my parents what happened. Like, what excuse could I give them that they'll believe for my eye to be like this? Crazy, right? We had makeup sex. I'm telling y'all. Whew. Listen, get out. Get out. It is not worth it. It's not worth it, guys. This is a kind of sad video. I don't like doing these videos. I like being uplifted. I gotta text my baby back. So I'll talk to you guys later. I'll talk to you guys next time. Drop in the comments what you want to know. Like, y'all want to know about who he cheated with? I can't really drop no names. I'm gonna have to be subliminal. You know, they might want to do a lawsuit. Oh, I ain't got no money, child, but not for you. Tell me what y'all want to know. I'll be juicy. I'm an open book. Tell me what you want to know about my life. I have a sale going on starting tomorrow. Is it still before 11, after 11? Is it still the 20? Don't get me the line. The 27th? I have a sale starting Friday the 28th. I think Friday the 28th. Through September 11th. Go to www.goldengoddesshair.com. Go to goldengoddesshair.com and purchase your products. Each individual product will be $10. This is only going to last for 2 weeks, okay? 2 weeks. You guys have a wonderful day. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Go ahead and subscribe, okay? Okay, I'm trying to give y'all all the juice. I'm trying to give y'all all of me, okay? Make sure you subscribe. Love y'all.
I'm sick of this unpacking. I'm sick of this unpacking. Cause you just end up back with